We're going to hear some facts today. Okay, so I'm ripping these facts off from the podcast No Such Thing as a Fish, which if you haven't listened to their podcast, it's amazing. You should definitely check it out. But the first fact they have listed for this episode is that 30 million Chinese people live in caves, which sounds crazy to me. So let's investigate this a little bit. Let's learn some more. 30 million Chinese people live in caves. LA Times. Let's see if there's a different... Sure, we'll go with the LA Times one. In China, millions of people make themselves at home in caves. Okay, so they're telling the story about this one guy from China who is a peasant from the outskirts of the city, but then moved to live in the city, moved into a concrete blockhouse when he moved to live in the city. I'm not going to say his name because I'm going to butcher it, but that's his name right there. So he said he likes it in the city, but he plans to move back to a cave when he retires. So what do they mean cave? So it looks like he says it's cool in the summer and warm in the winter. It's quiet and safe. And he wants to go back to his roots when he gets old. So their distinctive cliffs of yellow porous soil make for easy digging. There's usually a long vaulted room dug into the side of the mountain. They hang decorations on the wall, like pictures of Mao Zedong or movie star posters. The better ones come out from the side of the cave wall a little bit and are reinforced with brick. And some even have like several chambers that go laterally, electricity, and even running water. In the 1930s, there were classrooms with bomb-proof caves. This is kind of crazy. It's energy efficient. It doesn't take much money or skill to build one. It's like living in a villa. A lot of people come looking to rent the caves, but nobody wants to move out. They're not for sale usually or rent because they're handed down from one generation to another. Life is easy and comfortable here. I don't need to climb stairs. Wait, how would you not need to climb stairs if they're set to the side of the cliff? I have everything I need. Crazy. Okay, why are there no pictures? I want to see pictures. Let's see. Let's hit images and see what pops up. Is this them? I feel like it's going to be more something like this. Those look like some caves. These also look like some caves. These look really fancy. Those look like houses, though, that are just like built on the side of the wall. Eco-friendly caves. These also look like houses. I don't see any caves there. Oh, here's one. Hey, that's cool. Oh, here's a picture of inside of one. Hey, I mean, that doesn't look too bad. That looks like pretty livable. There's electricity. Here's another picture of inside of one. Maybe. I mean, yeah. What's not to like if it's where you're from? That looks like another one. Pretty cool. Crazy facts. Okay. On to the next fact. Number 2. There is a banker in Latvia who will lend you money using your immortal soul as security. What? Okay, gotta look into this. Let's see. I think they actually posted resources here. Number 2. Oh, wait, no, this is for the caves. Here we go. Let's try this one. Would you pledge your soul as loan collateral? Ready to give up your soul for a loan in these difficult economic times? What does that mean, though? The client agrees to the collateral. That is my immortal soul. Signatures only have to give their first name and do not show any documents. His company would not employ debt collectors to get its money back if people refused to pay and promised no physical violence. But, like, how? If they don't give it back, what can you do? They won't have a soul, that's all. Okay. Seems reasonable to me. He's got all the paperwork to show that his business is serious and not a joke. He said about 200 people had taken out loans over the 2 months the business was in operation. Doesn't say anything about whether or not they've paid it back yet. That's pretty crazy. Can we see a picture of this guy? What's his name? Let's see, Mirashiko Loan Business. I don't think we're going to find a picture of him. Okay, on to the next fact. Let's see. Fact number 3. For 100 years, almost all the maps we had of Africa contained a mountain range that didn't exist. Wait, what? How is that possible? Let's see, the Mountains of Kong. The Mountains of Kong. A legendary mountain range charted on maps of Africa. Where does it say Mountains of Kong on here? Oh, here we go, right here through the middle. Mountains of Kong, right here. It looks like in this picture it goes all the way across. Is that them? In the middle there? Also the mountains. It was thought to continue east to the legendary Central African Mountains of the Moon, and neither of these mountain ranges actually exist. So this guy, James Rennell, English cartographer, historian, was the one who showed this range, which was intended to support his own theory on the course of the Niger River. And it looks like everybody just picked it up in the mapping industry. And other people, so he released the map that included the Mountains of Kong as the main geographical feature, which encouraged other publishers to update their own maps. So the other people saw that he had a mountain range on the map that they didn't have, so they changed their maps to include it. Despite the failure of other later explorers to locate the range, it continued to appear on maps until the late 19th century. So the explorers were like, we can't find your mountain range. Does that mean anything? No, I'm sure it's fine. It's there somewhere. So this guy eventually, Louis Gustave Binger, established that the mountains were fictitious. In 1887, in 1928, the Advanced Atlas still contained them in its index. Even later, they appeared erroneously in Good's World Atlas of 1995. All right, on to the next fact. Last fact of the day. Male Pennsylvania grass spiders are much more likely to approach a female for sex if she has recently killed and eaten another male. That's so crazy. Okay, let's look into this. Zoologger, female spider kills male to attract a mate. Wow. So she's doing it on purpose, intentionally, to get another male spider to come up to her. Can you imagine if, like, human women, one of the ways that was, like, sexy is like, oh, I just killed somebody. I just killed another guy. Look how strong I am. Okay, so for praying mantises and black widows, it's also pretty normal for them to eat males, but it's a little risky because the other males can smell the dead rival and be like, yeah, probably not a great idea. But not for the grass spiders. The whiff of dead males seems to be exactly what they look for in a mate. As mating strategy goes, it seems pretty foolhardy because as few as 0 males will approach these spiders during their 3-week-long breeding season. Cannibalism seems to leave the females at risk of self-inflicted celibacy. Yeah, like if no other spiders are approaching you during your mating season, and then the only one that does, you eat them. It's going to be hard to get some babies out of that transaction. Okay, so this is kind of a long time after, but still. So they took 100 females, gave half of them another male spider to kill and eat, and the other half dined on crickets. And then 10 to 24 days later, so like 2 to 3 weeks later, they gave 20 males a choice to either check out the web of a cannibalistic female or the female that was just eating crickets, and 3/4 of them headed towards the cannibal. Cannibalistic females were more likely than others to produce eggs after mating. So that even is definitely contributing evolutionarily when you eat a male, you eat a guy, and then you're more likely to have eggs. The benefits seem to overwhelm the cost. Their eggs were even more likely to hatch too. Okay, so they're saying that the females would typically eat only one male, even though subsequent encounters gave them opportunities to cannibalize again. So maybe it's that the males know that the females will only eat one, so if they can smell that a male has already been eaten, they're like, oh, it's good. We're in the clear. So crazy. Can we look at this spider? Are there pictures? Here we go, pictures. Pennsylvania grass spider. Wait, are these all the same spider? I feel like I would be absolutely terrible as a spider scientist because these all look very similar to me. Anyways, there it is. That looks like a wolf spider. Anyways, that's all of the facts that I have ripped off of No Such Thing as a Fish. Once again, if you haven't heard their podcast, check it out. It's a great one. Thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.